Welcome, beautiful soul. It's time to remember who we are. You were born for this moment, this breath. Nature teaches us and reminds us that whatever it is that we are searching for, that whatever our hearts and souls are longing for, we must know our unlimited power and worth. It's all already within us. So thank you for saying yes to this moment. Thank you for saying yes to this journey. And most of all, thank you for saying yes to yourself. Welcome, beautiful soul. Welcome, beautiful soul. I am so grateful that you are here with us today. This episode is one that I believe we all can relate to, how to elevate when we're feeling low energy. You know, I had the chance to do a wonderful hike with my oldest son over the weekend, and it was a very steep climb. And he has done this one before, and I have not. And so it was a treat that he decided to walk with me instead of run, because that definitely was out of my equation. What I did decide was to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And the climb was steep. However, eventually we reached the top. And what I was experiencing at the beginning and the middle cannot compare to what I experienced at the top. However, there is no shortcut. There is space for grace. That should be a bumper sticker. Space for grace. And I'm going to talk more about all of that after we make time to breathe. So I invite you to join me right now for our time to center and breathe. If you're able to safely do so, close your eyes with me. And the first thing I want you to do is notice your breath. There's no need to change it, no need to alter it. Simply notice the rhythm of your inhale and your exhale. Whether we realize it or not, our breath is telling a story. Maybe it's saying, "More, please." Maybe it's saying, "Listen and honor a time of rest, a time of presence." Maybe your breath is saying, "Well done. Yes." Maybe it's simply saying, "Okay. Okay, all is okay. All is well. Okay." So notice the story that your breath is telling today. That story is shared with us through the rhythm of our breath, the flow of the breath, where in the body we're noticing it. So use this time to notice and be open to listen to the story that your own breath is telling you. Breath is such a powerful and beautiful metaphor for the journey of life. That there is opportunity to receive the same way we inhale. We breathe in beautiful oxygen, lovely nutrients for our body, the same way we make space to receive the wisdom, yes, the grace, the insight and radiance, the compassion, the replenishing, the joy, the peace, the gratitude, the presence, all that fortifies us, all that fills us, we receive the same way we inhale. And before we exhale, there's a slight pause. Sometimes it may even seem imperceptible. It's hard to perceive. And yet, before we transition from inhaling to exhaling, there's the moment within the moment. The gift of an inner stillness. That if we make space to perceive it, we can. And that pause within the pause is a beautiful metaphor for the divine assurance that everything that we are experiencing is always for us. So the pause within the pause is another opportunity to let the shoulders drop and move further away from our ears, to sink further down into the space of stillness and presence, the place where we allow ourselves to receive the power of letting. And that's different than the energy of forcing and pushing. The power of letting is a divine power that emerges when we let go of anxiousness, of worry, of stress, of have to, of shoulds. It's the deep place of assurance and acceptance that you are right where you are called to be. And it's so tied to the receiving and, of course, to the exhaling, the releasing. On this journey, there are opportunities to release what is no longer serving us and perhaps never was. And so breath is our reminder and our invitation to simply release. Sometimes we spend so much time in our thought realm. We want to understand. We want to have cognitive clarity. And can I tell you, breath is so simple. It simply transcends and transforms and transports us to the place of now, so that we can honor what is true and truth in the now moment, which is our divine moment. It's the only moment that we have connection to, is right now. Now we can call forth things and we can remember things. How we choose to do it is activated knowingly, and sometimes we do it unknowingly in the now moment. So as we're breathing, we are giving ourselves the space to be fully connected to the now moment. The waves of thought that want to carry us out to sea, thinking about what did happen, what might happen, what could happen, we come right back through the rhythm of breath to this moment, to be right here, right now. Open, trusting, listening, reconnecting to that divine flow that is always available for us. Now, we may busy ourselves with so much other energy and so many other ingredients. And the one ingredient that we make space for right now is presence. So I invite you to go deeper into presence. This is where we connect to all that is, that we remember that we are made of the same molecules, the same atoms that comprise the sun, the stars, the moon. We remember that we are one with the cosmos, with the universe, the multiverse. And the multiverse, the cosmos, is alive in us. That where our mind likes to stay connected to labels and definitions which only lead to separation, through presence, we know that there's so much more that our eyes cannot even see, that our mind would never be able to comprehend. It simply is. We simply are one with all. And because of that, we rise above any thoughts of lack, of not being enough, and we know that our name, our nature, our essence is abundance. Is light, is love. And so we reconnect, we recenter through breath to our sovereign essence of presence, of flourishing, of abundance, connected to all. And so we give thanks to ourselves for being alive and for being here, for choosing the yes of this moment. And we intentionally open our heart center, our whole being, to say yes and thank you to the breath of life moving through us, connecting us to all that is. We may not be able to measure it. We may not be able to tangibly hold it, and still it is, we are one whole. More than enough. And so we continually let every part of the breath, the inhale, the pause within the pause, the exhale, take us deeper into thank you, gratitude. We are so grateful. For the gift and the gifts that are within us and the gift that is us. You are the gift that we all are connected to. You are the gift that makes us all whole. And so we celebrate this mystical wholeness. That we enter into through presence and gratitude, and through the delicious gift of breath. And so I invite you now to join me for a round of our 5-5-5 breathing. And that simply means that we're going to inhale together for 5 seconds. Then we're going to hold that inhale for 5 seconds. Stretching out that pause within the pause. And then we're going to slowly exhale for 5 seconds. So join us now together for a deep inhale for 5. And now hold it for 5. And slowly exhale for 5. And let's return back to normal breathing. Putting our focus, our intention and attention on that beautiful heart center. That beautiful reservoir where your true essence flows and guides and encourages, uplifts, nourishes, directs, reminds, so we make space to ask our highest inner self, what is it that you want me to know in this moment? What is it that your own inner heart wants you to know in this moment? Notice it. And even if it didn't immediately emerge for you, we still say thank you. Because we know all things are revealed to us. And that it already is so. And so thank yourself for making the decision to slow it down, to be open, for the wealth of support and encouragement that is always awaiting us inside out. And that breath is our metaphor, our doorway, our pathway, our connection to remember who we really are, to let go of all of the attachment to an outer world that is temporary and that fades, and to remember the truth of who we are. Always enough. Wonderful, radiant light. Exquisite love. Beautiful soul. So when you're ready, you can slowly begin to come back and open your eyes. Whew. I always say that breath is so powerful, so delicious, able to bring us home and take us on a journey all at the same time. When we are craving the truth that is awaiting us, we can simply remember to breathe. That's your passport. That's your ticket. That's your entryway. All we need to do is slow down and breathe. It's a gorgeous mystery. That breath can reconnect us to all that is, particularly beyond our senses. So thank you for making space to breathe with us today. Our topic for this episode is, oh my goodness, one that I know I practice, and I imagine that you have practice in. What in the world? How do we elevate when the energy is feeling low? And there are a lot of reasons that you may be feeling low energy. Sometimes it's physical, biological, hormonal. Sometimes it's because of the experiences that we're going through, or the experiences that we as the collective are going through. So it may be unique and individual. I'm using air quotes for individual because truly we are also connected. And sometimes the message, I'm calming down my little puppy here because she's noticing movement in the house. So let me grab her here closer because I think this is going to help us today. All right, we have our little friend here today. And so, yes, we want to make space for noticing all of the reasons that we may be feeling a little low energy. We may be feeling because, oh my goodness, the trial that we're experiencing, that test, that challenge that has you wondering and doubting, am I going to make it through? Am I just going to fall apart? I remember when I was living in Savannah, Georgia, and I'm looking back at my reflection in the mirror and seeing an image that just did not fit, and yet it was the captured moment of the season that I was going through. And so what I saw was lack of joy, dullness instead of light, thinning hair, thinning body. It looked as though I was looking through a shell of myself. All because I had chosen, and I use those words because I think it's so powerful that we own our choice. And in that instance, I had chosen to be involved in a relationship that was not serving the true essence of who I am. That I was caught up in the fiction of thinking that if I lived outside in, it would all work out. But my inside was catching up with me and saying, no, you are not fed by this. In fact, you were depleted by this. In fact, you living in opposition to your truth is actually kryptonite for you. And that's what I looked like. I looked like someone who had been feasting on kryptonite. And that's what it felt like. All I wanted to do was bury my head under the covers. How did I get here? Well, I just told you I chose it. I chose to focus on the outer picture first and only, at the expense of my inner truth. And that was me in my 20s. And I remember that woman, looking at herself, knew that there had to be more. And that could not be the whole story or the end of the story or the entire story. And so here is the message for all of us, little by little. Little by little. I kept breathing. It sounds so simple, but it's so powerful. I kept breathing. I chose to put another foot in front of the other. And sometimes that meant enough energy to simply climb out of the bed. And then on the days when I went to work, it was simply grace that got me through those moments, because I felt like I had nothing in my tank. Have you ever experienced that, feeling like there is nothing else in your tank? And I would get through work and afterwards feel like I sunk even lower. And that pattern continued until it couldn't continue anymore. And I remember looking again in the mirror, and something in me said, you know too much. for this to be it. There are too many deposits that have been put into you, too many dreams, too many prayers that people have prayed for you before you even were a thought or an imagination in anyone's womb. Can I tell you that you are the manifestation of a prayer before you were even in anyone's womb? That people have walked this path in this realm and beyond what we could ever put words to, so that you could be here, not simply subsisting, not simply surviving. You are here to thrive and flourish, and sometimes that means going through the valley. It means going through the darkness. It means going through, yes, that dark night of the soul, that thought that you just can't go another breath or moment, and somehow you do. And if somehow you do, it's grace. It makes no sense. Somehow you were able to get up, perhaps drink some water. Perhaps you were able to brush your teeth or take a shower or go outside and breathe in the air. It takes only a flicker. And the same way I was climbing that mountain with my son this weekend, I put one foot in front of the other. I felt the burning fire in my lungs because the elevation was changing. It started out at a level I was comfortable with. But as we kept walking up that mountain, I felt that fire burning in my lungs, and yet there was a vision in front of me that said, if you keep going, you will see what you're not able to see when you're in the middle of it, and what you're not able to see at the beginning. And so focus on the step that you're taking right now. Focus on the step you're taking right now. Celebrate that you are taking a step right now. Even though you may feel that fire in your lungs, even though it hurts, even though you are dismayed, maybe discouraged, hurt, keep going. And can I tell you, eventually made it to the top. And what could I see? Sure, I could see beautiful creation and lovely view. Hello, Colorado is gorgeous. But beyond that, I could see the lesson that their goal in you is tested when you think you can't go any farther, and somehow you do. And when you do, what awaits you is an expanded vision of not just what's outside of you, but an expanded vision of you, of who you are, of the power that resides within you, the greatness that's within you. It's one breath and one step. Believing, ing, trusting that even though you may be crying and hurting and feeling abused and discouraged, there is more. So I encourage you, keep breathing, be gentle with yourself, trust, and let gratitude carry you to experience the grace beyond your own physical strength, to tap into the prayers and the energy and the intentions and dreams that were laid out for you before you even were a thought in your mother's womb. That's how interconnected we are. That's how all of this is so interconnected. Outside of time, beyond space, it simply is. You simply are light, power, grace, love. There's so much for you. And so I encourage you to look within. and believe. And believe. Thank you so much for your time with us today. I am so grateful that you joined us. And most of all, I am so grateful that you are beautiful soul. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful soul, for remembering who we are and for making time and space to be with us today. As you go forward on your journey to the known and unknown places, continue to listen to your inner heart and honor your soul, because your answers are always within you. Please consider supporting us and spreading more light and love with this message by simply liking the video below, subscribing, and consider sharing as well. Most of all, take gentle care and breathe. We see you. We thank you, beautiful soul.